All right, guys. Busy day today. Got a little bit of a field trip. Going to start off by getting some stove covers and cutting boards loaded up and dropping them off. I've also got to re-up on plywood because I am out. Like I've been using small pieces, but I'm out. So I need to go get some more plywood. And so we're going to go to Rugby, maybe take you on a tour of that place if I can get them to let me in with a camera, maybe even show you some of the wood and materials that they have. So let's get loaded and get moving. Oh, and I got one more thing. I got some packages I got to go get sent off too. So yeah, busy day today. So let's get started. All right, guys. So, yes, this is one massive building back here in the county. This used to be an old like a cabinet shop, swing shop, something like that. But after Rugby moved in, now they have converted the entire thing into just one massive indoor wood yard for plywoods, MDF, particle boards, like you name it, they've more than likely got it. I mean, this place is massive. This little edge area that we're in right here is where all of the laser plywood lives, is right here in this corner. They've got oak, they got maple, different types of quarter inch and similar materials. Some of this stuff is really, really nice. If I have a need for it for a project, I'll get some of this nicer material. But I typically, the stuff that I'm doing, I don't need the really, nice material a lot of times. As you can see, that's 18 millimeters thick. So it's a bit thicker than what I typically would use. But they've got the all the way down to the quarter inch, which is like 7 millimeters, I think is what it says on the paperwork. This is over in the area where I get mine from, but you've got, like, there it is, 5.2. This UV pre-finished is what I'm getting. And I finally found the label and read it while I was in there this trip. But apparently they take and spray a UV varnish on the material. It does give blue diodes a little bit of a hard time when you're engraving. You have to, give a little extra power to it. But you can see they have piles and piles and piles and piles of different plywoods. Like, I haven't even touched the surface as far as the different kinds that they have. I've seen some maple, the oak, the cherry. I mean, there's lots of different like racks of plywood, and you can check with them. There, like I said, Rugby is not a national chain per se. Like, they're not everywhere, but they've got lots of locations around the southeast. I think maybe in Texas and places like that. So I'll put a link to their website in the description of the video, and you can go check it out. But yeah, there's lots of different materials, metric, MDFs. I mean, you name it, they got it. And I'm not going to go through all of the materials. I just want to show you guys the immense capacity that this place has as far as, see, there's some maple, UV medium gloss. So yeah, apparently a lot of companies now are using UV varnish, I guess, to coat the material, which is pretty handy if you think about it, because you can cure it as fast as you put it on there. So yeah, this is the plywood section here. There's plywood here and there in other areas as well, but this is majority just plywood in this part of the building. We're gonna move over to the other side. All right, so this side of the building over here, as you can see, there's all kinds of lumber. Like, this is all of your cornerstone, your just rough cut. See, there's some sapele, whatever. They got exotics. They got any kind of wood you can think of. They either have it or can get it. Now, it's not cheap. As with anywhere, you start getting 8-quarter thick material. Like, right there's some poplar right there. So you start getting 8-quarter, which is 2-inch thick material. It's going to go up in cost, especially the wider slabs, which they do have there. They've had some, I saw some 16, 18-inch wide slabs in there before. And, good looking select lumber, but it's going to cost you. All their stuff is kiln dried. And as you can see, they store it inside this building out of the rain. It's not, I wouldn't say this climate controlled per se, but it stays, dry at least in there. So you got some maple right there. I mean, all of the different woods that you could need to make charcuterie boards and do projects, they have it or can get it. There's some paint grade soft maple. So just all types of material, all types of thicknesses. And like I said, this isn't your typical wood store like you would go to the big box store, Home Depot, Lowe's. These guys sell mostly to like cabinet makers and people in the business of doing like interior on residences and stuff like that. But especially if you're a small business, knowing about these places and where to get this stuff is good for you. I've talked to some of the employees there, and the company actually sells to a lot of these other companies that you hear people saying that they're going to get their hardwood from. And the reason that the hardwood is so much more at these other places is because they're buying it from these guys at Rugby, and then they're just putting a sticker on it and selling it in their shop. So this area here, I don't think this is actually, I don't know what this does other than this is just storage, because this is just piles and piles of unopened pallets of freaking plywood. Like, it's massive. There's so much wood in this place. I mean, you could set me up a CNC in here and I could just have fun for years and never run out of material. So you can look down through there. This is just like, all of this is from this end of the building to the other end is just the lumber, like 4-quarters, 8-quarters, like some of it's the thinner stuff. You got the narrow boards, you got the wide slabs, you name it. You've got the different grades of material. So you could go through here literally and be like a kid in a candy store, picking out materials and picking out lumbers. And you can see there's some other stuff in that other room there, but most of that I think is going to be like, they do offer like other materials for home builders or commercial contractors. So I think some of that other stuff has nothing to do with what we do. But yeah, and like I said, exotics, you name it, guys. So if you're near one of these places and you're needing some hardwoods or some plywood or MDF or whatever to replace your spoil board, check these guys out. I will say that it's yes, you're not getting the big box store experience, but as you can see, there's no big box store crowd. The parking wasn't bad. I mean, it they got the stuff that you're going to need to be doing woodworking projects. And there's some there's some rough sawn red oak. I mean, lots and lots and lots of materials. And I'm not sure exactly what all of this is, but it's some type of building materials. And could you guys imagine if I had this building for like the Clack Shack? I mean, I could have so many machines. It's not even like imaginable to me at this point. But I did pick up 7 sheets of pre-finished on one side and 7 sheets of non-finished, and loaded it into the back of the truck and headed out back to the house. I did want to get me some of the hardwoods, but most of what they had was all 12-foot sections. I didn't bring a saw. I didn't feel like fooling with it, and quite frankly, I've got to clear some space out before I can start hoarding any more wood. So I'm going to go back later. I've got a couple projects I want to work on. I'm going to go back and grab myself some wood for those projects. But that'll be another day. So, yep, getting this thing strapped down because you don't want your plywood blowing out before you get home. But, yeah, that's Rugby, guys. That's my Rugby here. This one's actually located in Jemison, Alabama, which is probably 20 miles or so north of me. But I would rather go here to get my plywoods and stuff than go to one of the big box stores. It's closer, and like I said, the material works great for me. And a lot of you guys have been asking me, you know, where you get it from, how much does it cost? And so there you have it. Rugby, it costs anywhere from $20 to $25 a sheet. On the date of my purchase, I paid $22.40 per sheet for the UV finished, and I paid $13.89 per sheet for the unfinished. And that's a steal, in my opinion. The whole purchase, all of this material, I walked away, tax and everything, $274.35. And yes, some of you guys that have businesses are going to be like, well, why are you paying sales tax if you're using it to make stuff to sell? A lot of it is for sale, but I use a lot of it for testing and stuff too. So just to keep the tax folks out of my pocket, I just pay the sales tax. But there you go, guys. Like I said, this is not a sponsored video or anything. I did ask before I recorded, and I will drop a link to Rugby in the description. So thanks, and be safe, and have a good day.